Hey dreamers, want to wake up to stunning mountains, sip coffee in a cozy Canadian cafe, or land a job in one of the world's most welcoming countries? Well, 2025 could be your year to migrate to Canada. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes and I'll walk you through the practical steps to make it happen. Straightforward, no fluff, just the good stuff. Moving to a new country can seem overwhelming. The paperwork, the deadlines, figuring out where to even start. It's enough to make anyone want to just stay put. But trust me guys, the rewards are so worth it. Imagine trading in your daily grind for breathtaking landscapes, world-class healthcare, and a quality of life that consistently ranks among the highest in the world. Whether you're a skilled professional, a young graduate, or looking to reunite with family, Canada has a place for you. So grab your notebook, get comfy, and let's turn that Canadian dream into a reality. Let's get started. Alright, future Canadians, let's break down the first crucial step, figuring out which immigration program is your golden ticket to the Great White North. Canada isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of place when it comes to immigration. First up, we've got the Express Entry System, the superhighway for skilled workers looking to fast-track their way to permanent residency. Think of it like the Immigration Olympics. You're judged on your age, your education, your work experience, and your language skills. Rack up enough points in this system and bam, you get an invitation to apply, or ITA for short. Next, we've got the Provincial Nominee Program, or PNP for those in the know. Each province in Canada, from the bustling streets of Ontario to the rugged coast of Nova Scotia, they all have their own unique needs and priorities. Got in-demand skills in healthcare, tech, or maybe you're a whiz at welding? A province might just nominate you, speeding up your permanent residency process. Now, let's talk family. If you've got a spouse, a parent, a sibling, even a grandparent who's a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, they might be able to sponsor you for permanent residency. And hey, if you're dreaming of a life by the sea, don't overlook the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. This program is specifically designed to attract skilled workers to the beautiful Atlantic provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Listen, choosing the right path is crucial, guys. So take some time, explore the options, and figure out which program best fits your individual profile and dreams. Okay, so you've got your dream immigration program in mind, but hold your horses, eh? Before you pack your bags, we gotta make sure you actually qualify for the program you've set your sights on. This is where things get real, folks. Because let's be honest, Canada's a pretty popular destination these days. They're looking for the best and brightest, the most skilled and motivated individuals to join their ranks. So, how do you measure up? For starters, if you're eyeing Express Entry or the PNP, you're going to need a solid mix of education, work experience, and language proficiency. And when I say language, I'm talking English or French, the official languages of Canada. To thrive in Canada, to work, to live, to fully integrate, you're going to need to demonstrate your language skills. That means taking an approved language test like IELTS or TEF, and aiming for a decent score. Think Canadian Language Benchmark 7 or higher. But hey, language skills are just one piece of the puzzle. Education matters too. If you've got a foreign degree or diploma, you're going to want to get it assessed by an organization like WES. This basically shows the Canadian government that your education holds water in the Great White North. And let's not forget about work experience. Canada values skilled workers, folks. They want to see that you've got experience in your field, that you're not afraid of a little hard work. Now, if you're going the family sponsorship route, things are a little different. Your sponsoring relative will need to prove they can financially support you. And for our Atlantic immigration hopefuls, remember that job offer is key. The bottom line is this: do your research. Visit the official Canadian government website, canada.ca, and use their free online tools to check your eligibility. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the world of immigration, it can be the difference between a dream realized and a dream deferred. Alright folks, let's get down to brass tacks. You've picked your path, you've confirmed your eligibility. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the immigration process: paperwork. Think of it like prepping your house for a showing. You gotta make sure everything is in tip-top shape to impress those potential buyers. Or in this case, immigration officers. First things first, you're going to need a valid passport. And not just any old passport, we're talking a passport with at least 6 months of validity remaining. Next, gather up those language test results we talked about earlier. Make sure you have copies of your official scores because Canada wants to see the proof, not just your word for it. And hey, if you went to school outside of Canada, don't forget about that Education Credential Assessment. Now, if you're applying through Express Entry or the PNP, you're going to need reference letters from your past employers. And not just any old letters, these need to be detailed, outlining your job duties, your hours worked, and your salary. And here's a big one, police certificates. Canada wants to make sure you're a law-abiding citizen, so they require police certificates from any country you've lived in for 6 months or more since the age of 18. Last but not least, you're going to need to prove you've got the financial means to support yourself and any accompanying family members when you arrive in Canada. Now, I know this seems like a lot of paperwork, but trust me, it's all part of the process. And the best advice I can give you is to start early. Some of these things can take time, and you don't want to jeopardize your chances of immigrating to Canada because you procrastinated on a police certificate. Alright folks, we're in the home stretch now. You've got your documents prepped, you're feeling confident, it's time to tackle that application like a boss. This is where all your hard work pays off, so let's make sure you do it right. First up, Express Entry hopefuls. Head over to the IRCC website, create your profile, and submit it. Remember that scoring system we talked about? Well, if you rank high enough, you'll receive an invitation to apply, or ITA, that magical document that lets you move on to the next stage. And once you get that ITA, you've got a limited time to submit your full application, so don't drag your feet. For our PNP enthusiasts, each province has its own unique application process and portal, so do your due diligence and read those instructions carefully. Family sponsorship applicants, your sponsoring relative will need to file their paperwork first, but you'll still have your own forms to fill out. And for those venturing into the Atlantic Immigration Program, your employer will kickstart the process, but you'll need to follow up with your permanent residency application once you receive a job offer. Now, regardless of which path you're taking, there's one golden rule. Double-check everything. I'm talking typos, missing documents, inconsistencies, you name it. One tiny error can delay your application for months, so be meticulous. To help you stay organized, I've created a handy-dandy checklist that you can download in the description below. Trust me, this checklist is like having a seasoned real estate attorney by your side. It'll save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Congratulations, future Canadians! You did it! You conquered the application process, you aced those interviews, and now you're holding that precious piece of paper that says "Welcome to Canada." You're officially on your way to the Great White North. But before you pack your bags and book that one-way flight, let's talk about how to set yourself up for success from day one. First things first, finances. You're going to need some Canadian dollars to get you started, to cover those initial expenses like rent, groceries, transportation, you name it. Speaking of finances, opening a Canadian bank account before you arrive can save you a lot of hassle. RBC and Scotiabank are popular choices for newcomers, and they've got branches all across the country. Now, let's talk housing. Finding a place to live in a new country can be daunting, but thankfully, Canada's got some great resources to help you out. Websites like Kijiji and Realtor.ca are great places to start your search, and you can even find roommates or short-term rentals if you're not ready to commit to a long-term lease just yet. And while we're on the subject of housing, it's no secret that Toronto and Vancouver are two of the most expensive cities in Canada. If you're on a tight budget, consider exploring smaller cities like Halifax, Winnipeg, or Calgary. They offer a lower cost of living without sacrificing on quality of life. Next up, jobs. Now, if you're lucky enough to have secured a job offer before arriving in Canada, kudos to you. But if you're still on the hunt, don't fret. Canada's economy is strong and there are plenty of opportunities for skilled workers. Just make sure your resume is tailored to Canadian standards, keep it concise, highlight your relevant skills, and don't forget to network. Canadians are generally a friendly bunch and they're always willing to help out a fellow Canuck. And while you're at it, polish up that LinkedIn profile. Networking is key in Canada, and LinkedIn is a great platform to connect with potential employers, recruiters, and industry professionals. Remember, moving to a new country is a big adventure, and it comes with its fair share of challenges. But with the right preparation, a positive attitude, and a willingness to embrace all that Canada has to offer, you'll be well on your way to building a successful and fulfilling life in the Great White North. That's it, your 2025 roadmap to Canada. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more tips. I've got your back every step of the way. Drop a comment. Which path are you taking? Express Entry? PNP? Let's chat. Moving to Canada is a journey, not a sprint. It takes time, effort, and a whole lot of paperwork, but trust me, it's worth it. The opportunities, the lifestyle, the people, they're all waiting for you in the Great White North. So keep dreaming big, keep chasing those goals, and I'll see you in Canada.